Etsy sellers, please stop treating your customers like this. I had an experience buying the other week that I thought really relates well into how terribly many Etsy sellers are treating their customers. I know like customers are terrible, Etsy's terrible, it's all awful, but we have a responsibility for how we treat our customers, and some simple things can make the experience so much better. So people will come back and become a repeat seller of you and also become a repeat seller on the site. Now, this entire experience I'm talking about wasn't through Etsy, but I've had similar experiences when I've purchased from Etsy sellers. The big difference is I know about Etsy and I know the platform itself isn't a scam, but there are still millions of people in the world who haven't really heard about Etsy, and they might have found it through a Facebook ad or something, and they're kind of worrying. So this is the first thing. It was for some lovely new winter boots. I'm getting old when I'm excited about snow boots, but I saw some snow boots. They stalked me around Facebook for a while until I bought them. Now, I've had some bad experiences buying things off of Facebook in the past. So, almost as soon as I purchased them, I kind of had a bit of regret going, have I hit another scammer's website? The website looked good, they always do, but I wasn't sure. And this can be the same for new people coming to Etsy. Either they've never heard of Etsy and they don't understand the platform and they're like, have I bought something scammy? Or they have heard of Etsy, and I'm afraid to an extent, some Etsy sellers are giving all of us a bad name in that some people do think they're going to be scammed by sellers. So they might be a little trepidation. They've purchased, but they're not your favorite customer. So I thought, well, there's nothing much I can do. I'll just have to wait until these lovely boots arrived. Now, the first thing that put me off really badly, well, the first two things, it's the amount of communication. And I know we like to keep our customers updated, but in the first 24 hours, I had two messages from this company telling me, oh no, we've been so busy that we've misplaced your order. But don't worry, we've found it and it's back on track now. Twice in 24 hours. I did not need those updates. They worried me. Like, how can you lose my item twice in 24 hours? So that was quite a bad one. So those kind of updates, I want to know when it's shipped. I want an acknowledgement that I've purchased the item. This was not the seller's fault, but does happen with Etsy sellers as well. The actual notification that I'd purchased the item went to my junk folder, whereas the email saying, oopsie, we've lost your item, went to my main inbox. And this can be a thing on Etsy, things get lost. So just beware that buyers aren't necessarily seeing everything you think they are, but watch at what they're selling, what they're being sent. Etsy sends a load of emails, and if you're sending a load of emails as well, it can be a bit of a pain. And this is the other thing, right? In the 24 hours, I had two saying they'd lost my parcel, but I also had about three offers from them basically saying, here, get 50% off, take a discount code. And I'm sitting going, I haven't got my item yet. I don't know if this is a scam yet. Stop this. And over the course of the next week or so, there was no tracking about my boot. The tracking was there, but it was stationary. It wasn't telling me anything. But I kept getting, here, take this money off, do this, do that. Loads of buy it in the next 2 hours and you'll get a massive deal off. And I'm sitting going, I still don't know if I've been scammed. I'm not going to add more money yet till I know. So that is one thing I would think about, what offers you're sending people. I have purchased on Etsy and people have sent, oh, thank you for your order. Here's a discount thing. Did you get my message with a discount thing? Here's Etsy's also sent you a discount thing. And it's just like, oh my goodness, stop bothering me. If I want And if I'm going to buy again, now let me know in the comments if this is how you are as well. But if I'm going to buy again, I'll be buying when my item comes to me. If I open it and I'm super happy with it, that would be a good time to let me know, here, have a discount code. Have a code if you want to buy some more, buy one for your friend's birthday or something. That would be cool. And also, if it's a consumable thing I perhaps wanted in the future. Now, the whole thing with how you can sign up people for mailing lists, you have to get their permission. But yeah, don't keep bugging people. They're unlikely to want to keep buying when they've just bought and they haven't received anything from you yet. The times they're more likely to buy is when they've received it or when they've used it up. So in the future. So yeah, don't be obsessively sending offers. The second thing, because they were all in one, but the second thing is the courier. I'm not going to name names, but you can probably guess which. Guesses in the comments below, but you can probably guess which courier it was. And as soon as I saw that my item was coming from that courier, my heart sunk. Now, this is a thing that Etsy sellers often go crazy about. They're like, it's not my fault. I've shipped it. It's not my fault. You're not buying shipping from Etsy. Etsy isn't shipping for you. You are shipping. Etsy is just making it easier to buy shipping from a certain courier. You are responsible for who you've picked. And some couriers are better than others. I'm thinking of this just now because just today, for a totally different order, it's actually some shipping boxes I needed from my shop. That courier, again, was sending them. I had no way of knowing till it was shipped, but that courier was sending them, and I got a message this morning from them. Well, not this morning. I got a message after lunch saying they would deliver between 2:30 and 4:30, but nothing. And then I got another message saying, oh no, we're going to have to reschedule. It's going to be delivered between 6:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Right. So it was delivered after 9 tonight. But with these my snow boots, it was even worse. They literally said one day, I think it was something like 8 to 10 o'clock was my delivery time. So I sat in and I waited for them and nothing. And at the end of that, I looked on the tracking and it says, the tracking said, oh, we've had a problem, we'll try again tomorrow. But I got an email sent out saying, we tried to deliver, but you weren't in, we'll try again. Now, I know there's a limit. I've had to deal with this courier before. They don't return packages. If I send with a Royal Mail and it doesn't get delivered, it's returned to me. If you send with this courier, they'll try a couple of times and then they destroy the package. I wish I was joking. And quite often the sellers are like, not my problem. It's like, well, yeah, it was. Especially if I was sitting in and I know no one tried to deliver, so their system was lying. So comes up the next day saying they were going to deliver the same, didn't deliver that day. The tracking said we'd had a problem. My email sent, we tried, but nobody was in. Thankfully, the third day they tried to deliver and they actually tried to deliver. So I got them. So a terrible courier. Really check who your courier is. Think about your experiences when you're buying things. Which couriers does your heart sink when you hear that they're shipping through them? Or where have you heard is terrible? It's not worth trying to save a few dollars for something like this, because that alone would be enough to put me off the companies. Like with my shipping boxes, my mailers, there's a few companies I can use, and I'm going to use the ones that don't use this courier. Just because of that, I will use the ones that use Royal Mail. And the third thing, disappointing packaging. This is something that I used to be guilty of. I had bubble mailers that my felt sculptures went through the mail in the bubble mailer. And they did okay with that, but I did have a customer let me know that the bubble mailer itself arrived all beat up. The item was fine, but the mailer was torn and all beaten up. And that was enough for me to say, no, I want to start. And I started getting boxes, and then I've got nicer boxes, ones that open fancy and everything. Because yeah, this my snow boots when they arrived. Now these were not cheap boots. They were on a discount, and still the discount was a lot for me to buy for boots. I'm tight. I'm Scottish. I'm tight with money. So they weren't cheap boots. And when the courier turned up, she had a plastic bag with the boots in. The boots were in a plastic bag. Now, I know it's cheaper to ship like that and everything, but if I'm buying expensive boots, I want a nice unboxing. I want a nice box. And if they'd done that, if it had been a nice box and I'd have opened it up, I keep boxes for shipping, but the good thing with that is you can brand your boxes. You can put your company name on the box. I mean, I cover it up if I'm going to send something to a friend or something. I don't, but occasionally, if I make a really big sculpture, shoe boxes, boot boxes are stronger to send things in, so I'll cover up the other company's branding. But I have that box sitting, so I have their branding. So I'm like, oh, who was it I got the boots from? Oh, there we go. So a good packaging, not only is it a good experience, you open it up, it's a nice feeling. It feels a little bit more luxury. You feel you've got something cool. You can also throw in your business cards. You can throw in links to your website. And that is the time to throw in hey, keep this discount code. You'll get a wee discount if you order again. All those things go to make a cool customer experience. All those things went to make a terrible customer experience. And when I went out, we got snow the very next day. So that time, but I was like a big kid. So I went and I walked in my brand new snow boots. It took a little while. They're good boots. I enjoyed them. But there was a bad taste in my mouth to start with. I didn't enjoy them as much as I would have done if they'd come in a fancy box. Yes, we're all that shallow. Anyway, let me know what you think. Sorry about the long rambling story, but I just thought it was an important one to make you think how you're treating your customers. Anyway, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.